Morning, all. Um, yep, morning. So last night on my conclusion, I said that there was a storm coming. Sure enough, we had a storm, and it's a cooler day today and cloudy. Um, but I have chosen not to go walking today. Uh, at least this morning. I don't know if I'm going to walk this evening or not. My lower back is sore and tender, and I need to rest my legs as well, but mostly like my back. So um, I decided that I'm not going to be overly hard on myself, but I am going to push when I go. You know, I'm going to push and make sure that I do what I need to. But at least this morning, I am definitely resting, trying to make sure that my back is recovered. And but everything is looking good. Um, this morning for breakfast, I had a banquet brand breakfast pot pie, sausage and gravy, and yesterday's dinner. I had said that I couldn't make up my mind if I was going to have green beans or broccoli, and I was going to have a baked potato. Well, instead, I settled with some French fries and onion rings, but I also had Greek yogurt for dessert. I did have the hamburger fixed up like chopstick, though, and that is what I had decided on. So, now last night, after I was done doing my post-recorded video, I got myself a can of my housemate's Diet Dr. Pepper. He gets the zero, and I fixed myself an icy Dr. Pepper. I put ice cubes into the cup and made myself a nice cold Dr. Pepper. I was extra thirsty, and I knew that water wasn't going to do what I needed. Which really what I needed was maybe like a electrolyte or something. But anyway, I was also somewhat hungry, so I ate myself a pack of peanut butter cookies, peanut butter crackers. I'm sorry, peanut butter cheese crackers from Lance. So I'm not wanting to eat before bed, but I figured that was light enough. That wasn't overdoing it or anything. And so yesterday I weighed in at 222.1, and today, very delightfully, I came in at 221.0. So as of uh, now, this being Wednesday, uh, Sunday is always my beginning weight for the week. I was 223.0 on Sunday. So I have lost a total of 2 pounds from Sunday till now. So I'm definitely on track. And April isn't done yet. And then I've got all of May. So it is looking pretty good. Uh, and tomorrow I'm definitely going to make sure to walk. If we don't have rain or storm, I will most definitely be walking tomorrow. Tomorrow, my morning and evening routine. Friday, I'm going to be mowing the grass as long as the weather permits. And then Friday night, I will do my walk. So it is looking good, and I'm very happy, and I'm glad that I hadn't caused my body to fall back with the 2 weeks of rest that I had to do. The thought of having to start all over again and build my body back up again is like, yeah. I didn't even bother to strength train this morning. I think I might have a pinched nerve in my shoulder because when I walk for a while, then I start to have that sharp pain, similar to like needles in my shoulder blade area. So I'm just giving myself a chance to breathe a little bit today. Um, I may still walk tonight. I don't know. We'll see. This is Wednesday though, and I may instead listen to my ex-pastor from when I was a little girl. They hold Wednesday night services, so I might watch them online. But we'll see. But anyway, in the meantime, I am enjoying the break. My knees are a little sore. Uh, um, the one thing that I've always noticed when I would be over 200 pounds, my knees would hurt, even at a younger age. And every time that I would get under 200 pounds, my knees would stop bothering me. So I'm looking forward to that taking place. And it's very much possible also that maybe I won't have as much hip trouble either. So, like I've said before, I absolutely love walking. I love walking. And it bothers me greatly because, like my heart's not racing. I'm not struggling to breathe or anything when I'm walking. It's just my my ankles, my heels, my knees, and it always seems to be my right hip. And it pains me very exceedingly greatly. Mentally, it pains me that I can't walk more because I love walking. It is one of my favorite passions to walk. I've been walking Ever since I was a wee little girl and lived in Ohio, there was a little store that was within walking distance, and Mom would walk with me and my baby brother in his stroller, and we would go to that store. We would walk to that store. And then me starting elementary school, and I got to walk to school. There was a path that went from my neighborhood down to the school, and I got to walk it. They even had old-fashioned crossing guards. So, it was. I've always been a walker, and so it does. It troubles me greatly when my body starts screaming at me, and I'm enjoying my walk so much. And I do understand it's got a whole lot to do with the weight that I'm carrying right now, because honestly, I'm around, um, I'm calculating. Uh, I'm around 86 pounds overweight. So I am carrying an excess of 86 pounds with me every time I walk. That is more than a bag of dog food. That's almost carrying 2 bags. So, I can understand that my body starts to hurt. And it honestly is my fault that I am in this position where it does, because I had gotten lazy. So it's the consequence I have to pay. And if I really want to be in better shape and be able to walk like I truly enjoy doing, I have got to stay steady at it and continue eating the proper portions, good balanced meals, and get myself to lose that excessive weight so that it is easier for me to walk what I enjoy doing. And so, me being 53 and overweight like this, I need to lose the weight anyway for my age. I have to lose the weight for my age. And because the older you get, the harder it is on the body. So I really need to take in mind, I have to take in account my age and the fact that I am getting older and that I need to stay on focus about this anyway. When I was younger, it was vanity. It had started with I had my daughter, and I lost the baby weight, and I was like 138 pounds or so, and I looked good. And I'd gotten hold of a real beautiful two-piece bikini. It, it The bikini set was purple and had real pretty fringes on the top and bottom, and I loved it. I loved it. The bikini bottom tight on the hips, and I loved it. I looked good in it, you know. But then I had asked my gynecologist to switch my birth control, and when he did, I gained 30 pounds within 1 month, and it has been a battle since. And so I wanted to get back to the size that I could wear another real pretty bikini. And I'm always looking at the bathing suits, always. And I'm always remembering that particular bikini when I had lost all the baby weight. And so it was vanity back then. Now I've got a real beautiful one-piece bathing suit now that I wore to the lake one time, and it was still too small for me because I was still overweight. So it didn't quite fit the way I wanted it. It only got to see the water one time, but I keep holding on to it, and I have had it now for at least a good 15, almost 20 years. And I am still looking to be able to wear it and that it will fit me perfectly. And it will flatter my body. So in part, it's vanity now, but in the bigger side of things, it really is for my health and how I feel. Because for one, even if I don't walk, when I get up out of bed in the morning, I'm stiff. So, I'm wanting to get in better shape and stay in shape. That way, I feel better about myself physically, mentally, emotionally. Wearing my smaller clothes, being able to walk as much as I want. That is when, the weather is cooperative, because I still won't put myself into that position ever again of coming close to heat stroke. But the thought of being able to walk longer or further, or even still feel good after a good walk, And I understand that walking for middle aged and seniors is really good to ward off osteoporosis. That and plenty of calcium. So, I am really having to take in account my health for my age as much as being able to wear the clothes that I have got. Looking in the screen here, I'm kind of seeing my age today. I've been doing a whole lot of reflecting here lately, trying to remember what I looked like when I was younger. I have a mockingbird that lives here. I love watching it. I love it when it starts singing too. It's got such a beautiful melody. And they sing so much louder than a regular bird. He's up on the power line right now. Have you ever noticed that a mockingbird has got a really shiny silver chest? Very gorgeous. It glimmers in the sun. Ha ha ha! You missed it, Callie. There's a family of bunnies that lives across the fence close to the creek, and it keeps getting in our yard. And Miss Callie thinks she's going to get herself a bunny dinner. She keeps going after the bunny, but the bunny is faster and gets away. It makes second time I've seen that rabbit run. It's a pretty good sized rabbit. Oh, people, I tell you, I want to take you places. I want to take you places for you to see. And if I'm not in shape to walk and go see it myself, how can I take you? That's what I really want to do. And I know here lately my channel has practically been nothing more than me talking about my weight loss. When I first started doing videos, I started on YouTube. And I started using the Snapchat mods. And then I thought, well, I walk, and there's lots of parks around here. I'm going to start showing off the parks. My channel initially was titled Amy's Creations Video Productions, because anything that I create, I paint ceramics, I paint canvases, I make homemade cards with homemade with made up poems. And so my work, when I do my work, I always sign it Amy's Creations. And so that's what I had named my initial channel when I started it up on YouTube. It was Amy's Creations Video Productions. And then when I'd started showing off parks and even going further out of the county and everything, I changed it to Amy's Travels and Vlogs, because I was also doing live streams. So I don't mean for this channel to be all about my weight loss journey. I really do want this channel to be about parks and attractions. That's my real goal. But I do have to be able to walk in order to do these things. So I love exploring. I love adventure. And I get so tickled when I get to check out something that I've never looked at before. and then I can film it and show it off to you all. That thrills me to no end. Miss Callie jumped up on the table. That's the reason why she's on the table. Her and her grandmother's kind of roaming around checking things out. But anyway, big dreams, giant goals, and effort made hope. I've got more determination about it this time because there's a lot of things there's a lot of things that I want to do. I'm not too old, but I can't do them yet. I'm still young. I'm enjoying today. Oh, Callie just knocked off the garden tongs. You know, those little handheld garden rakes has the 3 tongs that you can like uproot things and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, she knocked that off. But as I was saying, I'm greatly enjoying today. The weather is cool and it's not overly windy. The breeze is just right. Do I wish that I'd walked this morning? I'm thinking about how much pain that I would be right now if I had and be stiff. I'm gonna be stiff when I get back up anyway. If any of you have got any advice on how to keep from being stiff, I would love for you to uh, comment so in the comment section. Uh, at least maybe I could get an idea. I would love to go see a chiropractor, especially over my shoulders, maybe over my lower back. Um, but on the whole part, I know it's got a lot to do with my weight, what I'm carrying. Um, I took a hot bath yesterday, hot soap, and it felt good. I just didn't get to stay there long enough. There must be a plane up in the sky or something. Oh, no, it's people bringing in their trash cans. Today was trash day. Anyway, I know I've kind of been a little absent-minded. Even last night when I was trying to talk to the Lord, I couldn't keep my mind in line. I don't know why I do that. Sometimes my mind just goes blank and then I can't push anything out. I can't get anything through. And I have to really stop and focus. I don't have to let age stop me, you know. I mean, 53 is really young. It's really honestly young. And I know to any of yous that's like in your early 20s or whatever, you think 53 is old. But you wait till you reach 53. If you're young at heart, you're going to feel that 53 is young. And I'm young at heart. I don't feel old at all, other than like the stiffness in my physical body. I don't feel old mentally, or I'm just as young as I was when I was in my 20s. That hasn't aged as far as my thinking, as far as how I emotionally feel. But until Christ comes or calls me home, I've still got a lot of life left in me, and I want to live it. I want to live it. My grandmother is 92. 92. There was an ant crawling in my toe. I'm wearing sandals. Anyway, my grandmother is 82, or 92 rather. And the last time I heard her and her third husband, my third grandpa, my second step grandfather, was traveling a lot. So, if my grandmother can enjoy her age, so can I. My step grandfather passed away maybe like I think it was maybe 2012. And grandmother hadn't planned on remarrying or hooking up with anybody. You know, she was just going to be happy being a widow and living the life the way that she wanted to and not have to train another man or anything, you know. And then in 2019, early 2019, she remarried a third time. He's younger than her by a year or two. He seemed like he was a nice man, so I guess I liked him. But I want to be active like my grandmother. And me and my, like, I feel that I've got a few, or at least a couple, at least maybe one thing for my grandmother. At least maybe one thing. Maybe two. My grandmother recovers quickly, and I have a tendency to recover quickly. Maybe not as quick as her, the way she explains how fast she recovers, but I think I take recovery after her. And I'm stubborn, but then my dad is stubborn too, so maybe I can't miss it with my dad and my grandmother both. Um, but I want to stay active like her, even even at the age that she's at. I want to stay active, or at least until Christ comes and takes me home. And then after that, I will be young and pain free, and all I got to do is think it and I move it, you know? So, hmm, I am being visited by a beautiful, handsome cardinal. I didn't know that they were carnivores. I know that they eat seed, they're herbivores, but he just got himself a snail off of the tree trunk. I didn't know that cardinals like escargot. And when my cat was chirping at him and I was wanting to see, and I kept hearing the chirp, and then finally I saw him and he was taking off a snail. So I just figured out, just learned something about a cardinal. They are herbivores, but they like escargot. Right. Yep, it's a beautiful, beautiful day. The way that the clouds are moving and allowing the sun to appear and then become shaded, and you have you ever sat and watched a a cloudy day, but it's not completely cloudy, and you can watch a cloud obscure the sunlight, literally you can see the shadow pass very fast. Have you ever just sat and watched it? It's fun to just sit and watch when it's not too hot and the breeze is just right. It's fun. And you can see shadows passing all over the place. The thinner clouds and the thicker clouds and the shadows being passed around, and almost like a time lapse, only there isn't no fast timer running on it. It's just a natural occurrence. This is one of those thoughtful days. One of those thoughtful days. I know that I had titled this to be another update on how I'm doing with Operation 200, but I just feel like this is a good day to enjoy the temperature and just do a casual chat, not having my mind fixed on any one thing, just enjoying. I was watching a video on some of the places that's here in Texas that I haven't even seen yet. And there are some places that I really absolutely want to go see and film. They are just breathtaking areas. And it's one thing to see it on a video where they're passing a drone over and everything and you can see it, but to be up close and personal at the area is something else. There's a something similar to a canyon that has a chimney rock, a very tall chimney rock, and they call it lighthouse rock because it almost looks like a lighthouse. It truly does. The way that the rocks are stacked and everything, it really makes it look similar to a lighthouse. Beautiful, beautiful place. Redstone. The way that my ex-mother-in-law, which I still call her mom or mama, she's a sweet woman, but the way that she had described the regions here in Texas, the further out west you go, the more it's like desert, and it's not as much of a rural area as it is east. So I am really honestly wanting to go see the more desert type areas of Texas. And I'm wanting to visit more historical places and towns. Um, Texas is a big place. There's a lot to explore. And I would absolutely love to get to explore some really, really cool spots. Get to do some videos and really make it as much as possible, make it like you're really there. Because there's only so much that you can do with a cell phone when you're recording. I love some of those cameras that these bigger YouTubers are using. Like, there's this kid named Josh, the intern. I love watching him. I think he might be British. And he likes to find things on Google Earth, and then he goes hiking to the area and shows the ruins. Beautiful, beautiful places that he goes to. Old monasteries and forts, and right now he's currently touring Spain. And he was just showing off, which he's had it for a few months now, but he was showing off um, I can't think of type, the name that it was, but it was one of those real cool 360 cameras that you can put on the end of a selfie stick. And like the camera is so good that it completely focuses out the selfie stick so that you don't even see the selfie stick. The only way you know that whoever's using it is using a selfie stick is if they end up creating a shadow and you can see the stick in the shadow, but when you're looking through the lens on the video, you don't see the selfie stick. And the person is holding the handle to the selfie stick, and you can see it in the hand. You can see like what looks like a block in the hand, but there's nothing coming out of that hand. It's like, it's so cool. And it does a great, terrific 360 shot. And he said it's also waterproof up to so many meters. And the lens is replaceable if the lens gets cracked, scratched, or whatever. And it really looked like a really good brand. And he was saying that it's made of tough material and can take up a beating. And he kind of proved it too, because he was using the selfie stick while he was crawling through bramble and thorn brushes and everything. And he had to cross a river, and he tripped and went underwater, and the 360 showed that and continued recording. So I don't think he was trying to prove it off, but he definitely proved that it was a good camera. So maybe one of these days I'll be able to invest in something like that. But in the meantime, I've got to use my old trusty phone here, and it does take great video. It's clear video, and as long as it's not an excessively windy day, it takes great audio. And I can't complain about the Apple iPhone recording, but I absolutely would think it'd be cool to be able to like use a recorder, and that way if there's information that I want to look at certain about a certain place, I don't have to take ends off. I can continue recording and read it off of my iPhone. That would be cool. That would be really cool to be able to do that. I have got decent, good sized list of things that I would love for God to bless me with. I might add that to the list too. And God said He'll give you the desires of your heart as long as you seek Him. Well, I seek Him. I seek Him daily. I seek Him all day long. He's my heart and soul. He's my life, my breath, my hope, my strength. And I know that as long as I am faithful to serve Him and to give into the kingdom for His ministry, that I will receive the desires of my heart. And I may invest in me one of those cool cameras. I just might do it. Or, knowing how I am, being a sentimental person, might not be able to give up using my cell phone for a camera because I've done it for so long. I might end up feeling mushy about it and just not get myself a 360 camera. I would have to decide to give something up to do that, and I don't know if I would or not. I know me. I'm not quite sure what they saw this time. Oh, it looks like the neighbors out in their yard. We've got a real good picket fence it's a real good privacy fence, but you can see a little bit in the cracks. So that might be what the girls saw. Yeah. Where it's such a beautiful day out here and stuff, kind of hate to let y'all go. But I've already been running this live stream now for almost a complete hour of me just sitting here and staring and being in deep thought. Things like that's all right though. You just kind of allow yourself to air out, so to speak. Yeah, it's nice to do sometimes. Not let the heavies of this world keep you down every single day. I mean, I guarantee you they'll be there tomorrow. If you want to return to it that bad, at least wait until tomorrow and give yourself today to just sit and breathe. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. We might get some more rain. It kind of looks like we possibly could. I know there was like a 60% chance that we would have thunderstorm today, so we may do that. I don't know. I'm considering about maybe buying a big $15, or they might be $20, 15 or $20 kiddie pool for my two dogs. I don't know if they would get in it, but I would. I'd sit in it, and who knows? Maybe my dogs would jump in with me if they wouldn't think I'm trying to give them a bath, because I wouldn't be. Yeah. There used to be a pool here on this property, and I'm assuming it was the last owners, because when we moved here, the grass was really sparse back here. So I'm thinking it might have been the last owners had it filled in. In the year that we moved here, it had been a severe drought temperatures staying over 100 every day. There was a severe drought. That pool would have felt nice. But as it happens, there's I guess it's called SpaceX or something like that. And it's like, I don't know, maybe around 10, 15 miles from here, and they test rocket fuel, and so when they run it, it vibrates bad, really bad. You can go throughout the house and you can literally hear the doors vibrating in the door jambs. And I understand from my neighbor that when the pool was accessible, the people who used it had a time maintaining it because the walls kept cracking where SpaceX would run their testing. So it was finally filled in. But I could invest in a large kiddie pool, one of those big plastic pools that's also great for sandboxes, and provide that for me and the girls to just sit in and enjoy when it's excessively hot. And they'd be easy to clean out and just pick them up, dump them out, spray them out real good, lean them up against the house. There you go. Don't need to use chlorine tablets or anything else. That's the neighbor's dog. They've got like a fuzzy terrier type. Yep, it's a beautiful day out, people. I wish the kids could sit here at my lounge table. We've got a nice glass outdoor table sitting here, and it would be so awesome. We've got extra chairs here. Could just sit Jim's all around and us just have a great old conversation and enjoy the temperature and watching the clouds pass under the sun and everything and just really enjoy the day. But let me I'm going to turn yous around here so that you can get a little sight of what I'm watching. Like, the breeze is so gentle and it's not excessively hot. And if you look over there, you can see the sun slowly reappearing in the clouds. Yeah, it just, I'm looking at all this beauty out here and watching it. It's just so sweet. Something I like doing. I don't know, maybe Jens would rather keep looking out there. No, I shouldn't be so mean to myself. I really shouldn't. I'm a pretty good looking woman for my age. Being salt and pepper. Not too bad looking. Could look better, but I don't look too bad. Oh boy. I love you people so very much, and I'm grateful to every one of you, and those of you who watch my videos and puts up with me. Thank you so very much. Yins are really, yins are special. All of you, even the ones that are doing things that we find to be a little distasteful. We're all precious because God created us. And who He created, Jesus died for. Sometimes it's a little hard to find love for those that are spiteful or distasteful or, you know, out there doing things that just really makes you want to throw up. But God keeps reminding me He loves them too. And He wants them just as much as He wants me. That's Callie again. She's lying down now. Bouncy may jump up here too. Look, she's going to enjoy the sunshine. But anyway, Jesus did say to love those who despitefully use you. And it had also been stated, what does it profit you to love somebody who treats you well? So, like the greater reward is to love even those who are unlovable. Forgive them. That doesn't mean that you have to associate with them, because you don't have to. God doesn't want you to put yourself into a position where you compromise your own faith to be with somebody who is faithless. But He does want you to show them love, be benevolent to them if they have a need, and forgive them. That is so hard to do sometimes, though, especially if you know the person. If you know the person, it's even harder. It's easy to do it to a stranger. But when you know the person, that's different. But if you truly have Christ in your heart and you have the love from the Holy Spirit coursing through you, you can do it. You just got to swallow your own pride. And that's basically what it is pride. When we don't forgive somebody, that and the pain and the anger, but mostly pride. We like to lift our head up high, try to catch the rain on our nostrils, and say we're innocent. But by us doing that, we're just as guilty, because we think that we're higher than the other, and we're not. We're just all different. But I look forward to the day when judgment will finally truly be given out, and there will be the complete separation of evil from righteousness, and we will forever finally be in the world that God initially intended for us to be in. A world without pain, suffering, heartache. Will show love to one another and be benevolent. Will keep peace. And the most exciting thing of all is that Jesus Christ will walk among us, and we will be able to see him face to face. We'll be able to hug him. Oh, I can hardly wait till that. I can hardly wait till that. But in the meantime, I have to put up with the ugliness of this world where Satan still roams and still has his way. It's going to be great when that dirty devil gets locked away forever in the hell that was created for him. It's going to be an awesome, awesome day. And awesome to be tormented by him again. Yep. Praise God Almighty. I'm going to have to get to work here in a little bit. I can't give into the ministry if I'm not earning money. And I love giving into the ministry. I love giving to God what belongs to him and more. So I got to get earning. And I told him that I would never give him less than $10. So that means I've got to go above and exceeding to make sure that he never gets less than $10. I hope that all of you have a beautiful day today, and that the weather is being fair for y'all. No tornadoes or nasty, dangerous storms. I love a storm as long as there's no damage. Hear the birds? They're beautiful, aren't they? They've got such a beautiful melody. I love listening to them. Some of the birds that makes the music, I don't know what birds they are, but I know the cardinal sound. I know the jay sound. I know the dove sound. I know the whippoorwill. I know the owl. And then there's the mockingbird that's got all kinds of different tunes. And then the rest of the bird sounds, I do not know the bird behind them. Now that up there kind of sounds like an angry squirrel. Anyway, as much as I hate to do it, I'm going to go on ahead and let y'all go. I hate having to say goodbye on a live stream when I'm in this type of mood, when I'm just in a thoughtful, caring mood, which I care all the time, but you know. And most of my messages has been about how I'm doing with my weight loss and everything, what I'm doing on this Operation 200 journey. But today has kind of been more of a thoughtful live stream than anything. I hear my Miss Catherine. She won't come outside. She's an indoor cat and she prefers being inside. But when anybody is outside, she cries. She wants us back in. I hear children. I don't understand why the kids would be home. I don't believe that this is a holiday weekend or a holiday week. I don't know. Since my kids grew up, I don't bother with school schedules. All right. Oh boy, we got the bunny rabbit in the yard. I don't know what the fellow wants. He wants to cross the. He wants to go through the fence. Callie's falling asleep, so he doesn't see it. And I don't see Bouncy Baby. She must have went in. Well, looks like currently the bunny is safe. Because Topper Man isn't out here. Or at least, yeah, it don't look like Topper Man's out here. Yeah, it looks like Callie's going in as well, as far as I know. Yep, Bunny Rabbit gets to live another day. Don't know what the beautiful fella wants, but uh-oh, Topper Man is out. I don't see the rabbit now anyway. Hmm. Yeah. You know, honestly, if I'm going to sit like this, I might as well just turn you back around and let you watch what I'm watching. That way you aren't staring at me. I'm grateful for y'all, though, that you are being patient with me. Let me be nice to yous here. I want yous to see what I'm getting to watch. I mean, it's just so peaceful out here today. Relaxing, hearing the birds. Yeah, I know my grass is tall. Please excuse me for that. I'm going to be mowing it this week. I had 2 weeks of a setback where I literally would not have been able to get out here and mow this grass. Honestly. That call that you hear is the dove. There's a family of doves that lives here. They actually live over in the neighbor's yard up in her tree. But there has been up to 6 to 8 doves that has gone into my yard and ate on the seed before. That dove sounds pretty close, but I don't see him. We have ground doves and mourning doves around here. My Callie's up here on the table again. Yep, I wish yous could be sitting here at the table with me. We'd all be enjoying iced coffee and enjoying the gentle breeze and watching the clouds roll by. Boy, Miss Catherine is really bawling. She wants me inside real bad. Topper just ran in there to comfort her. Well, I guess without any further ado, yins have hung on with me, and I'm very grateful for that. Such a patient bunch you are. Anyway, I am honestly going to go on ahead and say goodbye for the day. I won't do a conclusion video tonight because, for one, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be walking or not. So I won't be doing a conclusion video tonight. But tomorrow morning I am going to get back out there and do my routine once again. And then tomorrow night I will do a conclusion video. And tomorrow I will have another live stream to let you know what my rate is and everything. But today we'll more or less just pass on enjoying the breeze and outside, being more of a thoughtful note today. And as I said, I hope that y'all's weather is doing as well today, that you get to enjoy it today as well. And that yous are very greatly blessed today, very greatly blessed in some way. And I know this isn't my biblical channel, but I am going to say that if you don't know Jesus yet, I know it's a little hard to fathom that he's real when you don't see him tangibly, like in person, like you would your own spouse or relative or anything. And that's something I was talking to him about this morning. But at the same time, I could sense him, almost like when you feel like somebody's watching you and you don't see them, but you just feel it, you know. And that's how it is. I just, I sense him, I feel him. And that, that helps, makes a big difference for me to continue being his. That is true faith, to follow somebody that you don't see. It's true faith. So anyway, as I was saying, if you don't know Jesus, it seems like my hair is in place, but I think it is. The wind hasn't been ripping my hair up. And if you don't know Jesus, but you would love to feel the tranquility that comes with knowing him, it's not hard to do. You just confess with your mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord, and that you believe that he died on the cross and rose again from the grave, and you ask him into your heart. It's such a very simple thing. And yes, there is temptations. Being a Christian, there's temptations. There really is. And I would never sit here and tell you that it's an easy thing to live a Christian life. But when you put your whole heart and trust in God with unwavering faith, then whatever comes at you, even though it might strike you down and you might feel like it's the end of the world, if you just stop meditating on the situation for the moment and you completely give it over to the Lord, it seems to make it a little bit more tolerable. And over time, the situation can change. If you trust the Lord enough to get you out of the predicament or to help you get out of the funk that you may be feeling or whatever the situation might be. What does make the difference about being a Christian is when it finally sinks in that the Lord truly covers you with his wings and takes care of you and has great plans for you. Most situations can roll off your back like water on a duck, most of the time. On occasion, there may be something that really kind of gets you to wring your hands and pull out your hair. But in the end, it still comes down to it. But God still has you, regardless. I wish I could truly convey just what it's like, truly convey deeply, very deeply, who the Lord is. But there is still so much about him that's shrouded in mystery. Things that's hard to understand because we're in our own physical mind. And so some things are very difficult to comprehend. But I want so very much to be able to convey just how much he loves us. Just what we truly, truly mean to him. And the kind of person he is. It wasn't too long ago I was going through something emotional and mental. Wasn't very long ago at all. And as I was crying out, I felt him whisper to me, I do care how you feel. I like to look at God this way. To those of us who knows him as Lord and Savior, who knows him as Father, we call him Abba, which means daddy. And I picture him as just like a little girl who would go up to daddy's lap, sit down on his lap, and lay my head against his chest, breathe him in, and feel his warmth, and him have his arms around me, stroking my hair like a father would. That's how I like to picture him. And there's been times that I've sensed him like that, where I've been able to sit on his lap like that. I've even approached him like such Daddy, you already know what I need, but I'm going to ask you anyway. That's how I picture him. There was one very special time when I lived with my first husband in Kentucky. Before I would go to sleep, I would lie in bed and have a good talk with the Lord. Or I would go over onto my husband's side of the bed because we had a sliding door and I could see outside. And I like to, when I'm outside, I like looking up at the sky. And so I would do that. I would sit on my husband's side and look out the sliding door up toward the sky and have a good conversation with my Lord. And then one day, my husband decided that he wanted to board up the glass door because it was a little breezy. It wasn't a very good sealed door. So he had boarded it up. And that night, as I went to talk to the Lord, I knelt on my side of the bed. And I told him, I said, Daddy, I miss getting to sit over there and look up at you. And I sensed him. And it was like he was sitting on my husband's side of the bed. And in my spiritual eyes, I saw him patting the bed beside me, telling me, come over here and sit down beside me. So I got up and I went over and I sat down on my husband's side again. And I felt the Lord put his arms around me and give me such a good hug. That's the kind of God I serve. That's my Father. That's my Abba. Here not too long ago, just last year, we was at my housemate's mother's house, who happens to be my ex mother-in-law. We was visiting her, and there's a park that I can walk to here. And as we was on the way back to the house, I sensed a strong urging to go over to that park. And I told my housemate that when we would get to the house, and I was going to put on my tennis shoes and get over to the park, that I sensed that I was to get with the Lord over there. So we got here. I put on my shoes, and I started walking as fast as I possibly could. I'm going, what is it, Lord? What is it? I'm on my way. I'm coming as fast as I can. And I was praying in tongues and, preparing my spirit man to receive what the Lord had to tell me and everything. And I was hurrying, and I got over there and got to the trail, and I started walking the trail, and I said, "Okay, Lord, what is it? What do you want?" Continued praying in tongues. Completed one lap, and when I got to the second lap, I came across something that smelled so good, and I looked, and it was beautiful white flowers, flowers that I used to see when my husband and I in Kentucky would be riding the four-wheeler, and we'd come across these flowers, and they smell so good. And then I looked down, and there was a small patch of honeysuckle. And the Lord told me, "I just wanted to give you a flower." I got a small spray of honeysuckle, and I stuck it in my hair and the back, walked back home with that flower in my hair, and I'm crying and rejoicing, a flower from my Lord, just for me. The urgency was just to give me a flower. And I put the flower in my Bible, in my Amplified Bible, on John chapter 3, for it to be John chapter 3, verse 16, for God so loved the world. As I got into my Bible this morning, reading Psalms, that honeysuckle was sticking out through the top. It was kind of like reminded me of how much He loves me and how much I mean to Him. And it just so happens that the chapter that I was reading today in Psalms was chapter 18, the song that David wrote when God delivered him out of Saul's hands. Even when we don't see it, He's delivering us. He's protecting us from things that we don't ever see. So many things going on around us, aimed at us, that we're unaware of, because He steps in and gets in the way before we could ever experience it. And that is such a comforting thought when you really think about it, when you seriously stop and think about it. That is a very comforting thought. Yep. Even when we don't see what's going on, He's taking care of it. That's the kind of God we serve. That's the kind of God who wants any of you who doesn't know Him yet. He's not a hateful God. He hates sin, but He doesn't hate people. Anyway, I didn't mean for this to end up being a lesson today, but perhaps somebody needed to hear it. And you never know who may be hurting, who may be in need of a word of encouragement. You never know. So to any of you who watches this and you hear this, if you've watched it this far and you hear it, this is your encouragement. No matter what you're dealing with, whether it be yourself, because yes, we have to deal with our own personal self, or a spouse, or a loved one, or a coworker, or a neighbor, or even a stranger. If you're having to deal with anything or someone, give it over. Just give it to them as if you would be putting your tithes and offering at the altar. Give that to Him, whatever it is that's laying on your shoulder. Give it to Him as a living sacrifice. Let go of it. Release it to Him. He knows what to do with it. And then go about your day. And don't allow yourself to dwell on the situation any longer. Don't allow yourself. Because you already gave it to Him. And you don't want to take it back into your own hands. You don't want it back on your shoulders. You leave it at the altar with Him. Let Him take care of it. And everything's going to be just fine. Anyway, I do love you all, and I so appreciate you. And I thank you so very much for watching and for um, being there with me while I'm doing this weight loss journey and taking the time out to experience this with me. And to my best friend in Ohio, thank you so much for those encouraging words that you give me. On occasion, she'll send me a text, and it's a very encouraging word. Thank you. I love you, sis. And to the rest of you, I love you. Whether you're a fellow Christian or not, I love you. Because you're still God's creation and He loves you. I am going to let you go. That way I could get in here and start earning. That way I've got more to give into the ministry and give into God's kingdom. But be blessed today and be encouraged. I don't know why it is that I've gotten into this mood today, but there really must be somebody who was needing this. Matter of fact, before I close out, like I said, this was an update to let you know where I'm at today on this weight loss journey, but this is leading into something different. So before I let you go, I'm just going to pray real fast for you. Father, in the name of Jesus Christ, whoever it is, Lord God, that was needing to hear this, Lord, touch them, reach them, take care of them, take the situation that's in their life right now, what they're facing, Father, and turn it into good, and let them know your love and receive your blessings. In Jesus' precious holy name, amen. So, anyway, as I said, I will be with you tomorrow with another live stream on an update of my weight and everything, and a conclusion tomorrow night, not tonight, but tomorrow night, on how I done with my walking with the screenshot of my laps or whatever, and how many steps I done. So that'll be tomorrow. And you all just go about today and truly be blessed. And if you haven't accepted Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior yet, why don't you go on ahead and give him that chance, because none of us knows when he's coming, and we do have the time yet. He's given us that open door to take advantage of and accept him. So if you haven't yet, please answer the call, because he is calling your name. He is. He's knocking on your heart's door. It's not something to dilly-dally about and take a chance. Really isn't. So anyway, as I said, thank you so much for watching. I know I've tried to close this out a few times, but honestly, thank you for watching. Thank you for spending the time with me out here today and enjoying this beautiful weather, and for putting up with me this long. And I will see you tomorrow.